Little Harriet Sanders has one wish: to get her ears pierced. The 4-year-old has a rare condition that saw her born without ears, but a doctor has a solution.
It feels like sort of last 4.5 years, it's always been there. Us wanting to get that fixed for her and then she can move on.
This surgery will mean that, she goes through school looking like every other child.
Harriet Sanders is your typical 4-year-old girl with just one thing on her wish list.
You're gonna get my ears pierced.
A simple desire for most, but a challenge for Harriet and her parents, who are desperately trying to make it a possibility.
She loves pretty dresses and lots of accessories, so she's desperate to wear earrings.
Harriet was born with microtia and atresia, a congenital condition which affects the formation of the ear and ear canal. Parents Jay and Anna didn't know until the moment she was born.
Yeah, I think when Harriet came out to start with, we were all excited that we've got this baby that we've been trying so hard to get. And, she was all scrunched up and I was looking at her ears and I wasn't quite sure what was going on.
It's a rare condition that occurs in around 1 in every 10,000 births, and Harriet's condition is even rarer, with bilateral microtia and atresia, meaning she was born without both her ears and limited hearing.
Her inner ear basically is what works. Everything else, you have to get through all bone and skull to actually sort of hear anything.
Until now, kids like Harriet have had to travel to the US, where reconstruction surgery has been done for more than 30 years. But now an Australian surgeon is giving hope to dozens of Aussies.
Harriet understands that Dr. Joe is going to make her some big ears.
To me, it's not really a job. I do this because it's my absolute passion, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Dr. Joe Dusseldorp, or Dr. Joe as he's known to his patients, is building children new ears.
So it's a fascination of modern technology, that what we're able to do now is to take a scan of an ear, in Harriet's case maybe her mum's ear or her dad's ear, and to use that model to create the perfect shape of an ear for her on both sides.
The surgery works by implanting a 3D printed scaffold of an ear onto the patient's head. It has tiny holes in it which allows the person's tissue to grow into it. It's then covered with skin grafts which make it look like any other ear, all completed in a 12-hour procedure.
We're spending a lot of time very carefully crafting and sewing and knitting and trying to make a living sculpture basically in a day.
He was like, I just want to be like all the other kids. I want to have a good ear. I want to be like everyone else.
9-year-old Sebastian Orellana was just the second child to have the procedure done in Australia with Dr. Joe last year.
I think a turning point was when he came home crying and he said, why do I have to have this stupid ear?
Mum and Dad, I need that ear right now.
His parents, Carlos and Shirley, had looked into selling their home to be able to fund a trip to the US for the surgery when they realised it was now being performed in Australia.
Being able to provide that for a child and just seeing his reaction like you saw, it was very, very emotional.
They found out about the surgery thanks to Hear and Say, a hearing support organisation that holds an annual microtia and atresia conference.
It is such a rare condition that to have all of these families and professionals come together to learn more about what can be achieved and how to support a family or support a child is really critical.
Chris McCarthy is CEO of Hear and Say. He says thanks to technology and early diagnosis, kids with impairments are now far exceeding expectations.
If you're a child born with hearing loss in 2020 and you're born in Australia, you're really one of the lucky ones.
12 months on, Sebastian's ear is fully healed.
People always ask me that when I had no ear, that what happened, and I told them my ear, my ear got eaten by a shark.
So you don't need to say that story anymore, hey?
No, now I have this ear.
And while the surgery doesn't improve hearing, it does make it slightly easier with the magnetic implant inserted during the operation, meaning a hearing aid can be put straight on rather than being worn on a headband.
The ears themselves are not the end goal here. The person is the end goal. And it's really to enable that person to thrive and to flourish.
And that's just what Sebastian is doing.
Oh yeah, his confidence levels just through the roof. He's a lot more comfortable meeting new people.
Now I can put them on both of my ears, see?
The surgery doesn't come cheap though, at a cost of $70,000 for both of Harriet's ears to be reconstructed. The family is now crowdfunding in the hope of having the procedure done next year and making those all-important pierced ears a reality.
I'm definitely all in to try and achieve that goal for sure.
What sort of earrings do you think you want? Do you want maybe a unicorn, some unicorn earrings?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Ice cream earrings.
Ice cream earrings. That sounds good.
Ice cream earrings sound excellent. Isn't that amazing?